Hey there, and welcome to another Tuesday Tips for Life, where we discuss topics and concepts in order to develop practices and habits that will enhance our lives. 80% of what we do every single day is based off of our habits. So that's why it's so important to form the right habits, the right patterns in our lives, so that we can be successful and flourish and be all that we are supposed to be. So let's get right into it. We have been talking about the 6 things that we are working to develop in our lives for 2018, and we have parked it on that 5th concept. We're going to be here for just a little bit because it's so important and it's so essential, and we want to really show what it looks like in a practical sense, what it looks like to live out self-leadership. That's what we've been talking about. So leadership is a thing, but self-leadership is also a thing, and it's very important that we're leading ourselves and we're setting those patterns in our life that are going to keep us on the right path. I think that probably the biggest reason why people don't actively lead themselves is really based off of maybe one of two things. Either distraction, where they're just distracted and kind of just get caught up in life and letting life happen to them rather than really taking ownership of their life. Or maybe it's laziness, because to lead yourself, it takes, what we talked about last week, it takes discipline and it takes intentionality where you're doing things on purpose. And so I want to just kind of practically lay out for you today what self-leadership can look like and what it looks like in my life. The more that you really dive into self-leadership, you'll realize that you win some and you lose some. You set goals and you miss them. And sometimes you set goals and you reach them, and that's great. I've had to learn how to flow with whatever season in life I'm in, with whatever is going on in my life at the time, because if I don't, then I just beat myself up and I'm defeated and I feel like I'm failing. But the deal is, if you're trying, you're not failing because you're doing something. And so for me, what it looked like to really participate in self-leadership is for me to, first of all, take time, which is one thing that is probably the hardest part of this, is to really take time and take inventory. Sometimes we don't want to do that because we don't want to stop and think and really contemplate taking inventory of our life, seeing what's there, seeing what's not there. If you have ever noticed, like at a store, you might go in at a time when they're doing inventory and you see all these stickers because they're counting things, counting what's on the shelf, counting what's in their storeroom. They're taking inventory so they know what's there, what's not there, what should be there, that would be loss, maybe shoplifting or whatever. Well, it's important for us to take inventory of our life to see what's there and what's not there, what we've lost along the way. And so for me, the first step of self-leadership is to always take inventory, whatever phase I'm in. And I think it's important to do it every so often, maybe yearly, or maybe you need to do it more often than that. But to really write down what is in my life that I'm really excited about. What am I lacking? What should be there that's not there? And then I can write down some action steps of how to get those things that should be there that aren't there in my life. So for example, for me, I wrote down in a journal what I have come to realize, kind of getting a grasp on how I work and how I do best. I wrote down what I need in my life daily, weekly, and monthly in order for me to feel like I'm flourishing and to feel like I'm growing. And some of those things were spiritual, some of those things were relational, and some of those things were just for fun. So I literally wrote down, this is something I need in my daily routine. This is something I need in my weekly routine. This is something I need in my monthly routine in order for me to really feel like I'm growing and progressing. Some of those things were super simple, like daily, I need to read my Bible. Daily, I need to talk with the Lord. Daily, I need to fill in the blank. Work out. That's something for me that I need to do. Weekly, I need to spend time with friends, either one-on-one, like in person, or talking to them on the phone. I need to do that. Monthly, I need to do something that's fun, because I can sometimes get so stuck in just the rigid work and like focus, and I need to do something for fun. And so those are things that I have realized I have to have in my life, or else I'm going to feel cranky, I'm going to feel unhappy, I'm going to feel like I am just held back and bound up. That would be my number one tip for you as you're starting out on self-leadership, is to take inventory of your life so you can see what's there, what's not there, and then you can build into your life the things that you need to grow, to flourish, and to be all that God created you to be. That's all for this week. Tune back in next Tuesday to hear from someone else on how they are participating in self-leadership and what it looks like for them. We'll see you later.